Hey guys, Cruel Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
And we're back with Naruto Shippuden. Last time, we are being told, we're finding out what
A story.
pain has.
Yep.
And it seems to have started in rain. Pain is from rain.
The rain pain.
There's a lot of rain in that story.
The pain.
He just dropped the vase. What are you talking about?
Mainly on the pain.
He dropped the vase, yes, Calvin, but look what it did. It got his parents killed, his dog died.
His dad should not have charged an armed man in the dark, unarmed.
You in with socks or what?
There are some problems in the world that we don't have any answers for. Naruto is going to try to attempt an answer, but Pain's answer, I think that he's right about the problem, not necessarily the solution.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have a problem, and unfortunately, vases get broken.
Yeah.
And skulls.
The only solution is more cowbell. Is that right? Man, I like
Shino?
him.
I think so.
It's either Shino or Shinso.
I
think it's Shino.
I think it's Shino.
But I think that's his first name, not his family name, right? I'm not sure.
Because there was someone else in another show that I called like Shino or Shinso.
Shiro,
Maybe.
right?
But then I was calling him the other name, and I was wrong. And then I've forgotten what it was.
What the other name was that you
Yeah.
Shino. It's Shino.
Yeah, I think Shiro. What had Shiro in it?
Unlimited Blade Works?
Shinso. No, is it the Shino in this? I think it's Shinso, which is the guy that has the talkie mind control powers in My Hero. I think his name's Shinso.
Yes.
And
Yes,
his name
that's
is
it.
Shino, and I was getting them confused before.
That's right.
That's what it was. Yeah, the origin of Pain kind of has me up to a point on Pain's side. Where it's
Dude.
kill these guys.
I'm loving this stuff even more than I've loved the previous fight at the village, just because there is no good answer to this.
There's not.
I mean, I love what Jiraiya had to say. It's like, it's never wrong to help your friend.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least, you can count on that. But things get so complicated and so big, it's so difficult to assign meaning to them. Sometimes, you know? Like,
To assign meaning?
yeah, like, you know, I've read certain things about, like, the way that humans process things that are happening to them. We have to, like, retroactively find meaning in them, or at least assign a meaning to them for us to, like, try to make sense of them. Like, so when you're like, why did that happen, or that type of thing, like, people can really break themselves open, like, trying to answer those questions, and ultimately sometimes there's just no good answer. So they have to, like, come up with an idea, you know, and that can cause incredible guilt on especially someone that's so young. Like, you fought an enemy soldier that was trying to kill your friend, and that was still, you know, eating him away. And then we know that it wasn't necessarily his fault, but he has to live with the guilt of killing his friend.
Sure.
You know, too, you know, like, and to assign meaning to that, like, it happened. There's no fault or blame, but he can't not do that.
Maybe. I mean, I wonder if he ever did, because like he said, like that was when Yahiko died. He never said that's when I killed Yahiko either. You know, I never felt like he took ownership of it, because it felt like Yahiko was like, I'm going to do this to save my friends, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder how much ownership of that he does take of the death of his friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he believes that, like, well, he wasn't strong enough, or like he should have kept them from getting in a situation where this wouldn't have happened, you know.
Sure. And I mean, the guy did it. Hanzo and Danzo.
Yeah.
They did that based off a false assumption that they're trying to take over their power in this war dynamic, you know? Like, this will only happen to us because these guys got it wrong.
Well, because of the jealousy and the fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they also, I feel like both of them only have power because of the war occurring, right?
Yeah.
Like Danzo in charge of the Anbu Black Ops, like they're only going to be as strong as they're going to be because we need them, because there's a war going on.
Because we need them to be strong.
Thus we need the Black Ops. If there was like world peace, the idea of military power wouldn't be a thing that you would necessarily need, so thus the people in charge of military power would be losing power, because you'd be like, we don't need this. Let's put that money into education or food growth or, you know,
medical care,
launching into space, you know, I don't know, like whatever, terraforming the earth.
Are you saying the industrial military complex is kind of selfish?
No.
But I also
No, I'm not.
the gun's powered down.
Yeah, gun's powered down. The hatch from the AC register closes.
I mean, I really like the story. The more we learn about the Sage of Six Paths, like he was this, like kind of OG shinobi that was really teaching peace, but that has culminated into the art of war.
Shinoji.
Shinoji? What is that?
You said OG Shinobi, so I just Shinoji.
Okay. I was like, shit, did I say something wrong? When you said that, I was like,
No. It's just so funny.
Shinoji? What's that? I was like,
okay, that
OG,
makes...
Eric. Is
That,
like
no,
rich-
I'm sorry. You were too clever for me.
you were making a point. I was just combining words.
The Ninshu was the original shinobi way term, though, and that
it's the teachings of the the Sage of the Six Paths or whatever.
But I mean, generally, like,
I wonder,
you're taught war to, and because you wage war in order to attain peace, but
sure,
that sometimes can be backwards.
Like, I wonder if his techniques and everything were primarily used for defense, and it was like bastardized for attack, right? Like, there's a lot of martial arts that were started because, people without weapons had to defend against themselves against people with weapons.
Yeah.
So it became
I get
this
you.
kind of way to defend themselves. But then later, I can use these techniques and everything to increase the force of my punches and actually strike back. And
Like Filipino stick fighting.
Yeah.
Like that was created because they were de-armed and they made this incredible martial art.
yeah,
Just because this is what we have.
Feudal Japan, there was no weapons allowed.
Yeah.
And they started learning how to fight with like typical farm equipment and stuff. So like the bow staff was like, well, this is a stick we use to carry water.
Yeah.
But if we don't carry the water, now we start using this as a weapon and learn how to fight with it. It's like the idea of karate, open hands. Like, well, we don't need a weapon. How can you fight without a weapon? You know, like all that kind of stuff originates there, and then it becomes defense because there's people oppressing. But then then you start using it for attack, and then becomes less of. I don't know. There's a lot of things where I'm like, who was this war? Are these people fighting for peace? Or was it just they were fighting for conquering, for power?
Sure.
And then the people have to learn how to fight to stop that from happening and stop from being oppressed, and then it's just never ends.
It's a never-ending cycle of being the top dog and trying to defend yourselves so that you're not oppressed anymore. But then it turns out that you're attacking this other nation that gets its heckles up and attacks you back. And
was Genghis Khan ever looking for world peace, or was he just trying to conquer as much as he could? And then once you conquer it all, well, now there's peace because everyone's conquered.
He was pretty explicit with what he wanted to do.
he wanted,
Pain, I understand. Like, Pain sees the hidden leaf as the enemy.
yeah,
Like, we know that he's not correct. Like, Jiraiya is not that way.
And
But-
I like how that's a conflict of his.
Yeah,
He's
it's a
looking at
conflict.
Jiraiya being like, I can't trust this sensei.
Yeah.
But then there's a point where it's like, maybe he's not like the rest. And then there's another point where he's like, he became my sensei.
Yeah.
Like I like that growth of that.
One of the reasons that wars exist, or the concept of war exists, is because we demonize the other tribe that we don't know, and they have resources. We can take them, that type of thing, because we don't consider them one of us. He was doing that, to be fair, for a really good reason, because Leaf Ninjas killed his parents. That was his first great pain. Like, I understand why he's doing it, but that's one of his mistakes he made, is that he generalizes everybody in the Hidden Leaf.
yeah.
But again, I get it. It's why this is so difficult, and it's why I love it. We cut to Naruto's face, and his face is, it's always giving me like he doubts everything too. And one of the things I love about Naruto, he almost never doubts himself, so it's special here.
I'm pretty sure that statue is the big old statue they keep feeding all the tailed beasts.
Yeah.
It
I
looked a
agree.
lot like it, but it was just looked a little different.
That was nuts. And
I don't
are
know.
those the same things that are out of his back, or those like, does he grow new ones?
I think they're the same ones
Okay.
because they look like
Yeah.
when they broke off, there was several on the right side of his body that were that length, that sequence of lengths and stuff. And then in the next shot over his shoulder, it looked like they were the exact same.
I felt
So
the same way.
I don't think those spikes have changed. I think he's just changed the way that he uses the statue. I also think you're right. I think that is what they're putting the tailed beast into. So he's like compiling the power into this one thing so that he can
It's a Voltron of the Beast.
Well, he
like
said
channel.
He had said before he was going to try to make a weapon that everyone could use, right?
Yeah.
So whatever he's doing, maybe there's a way of like taking it, putting it into this, and then somehow splitting that to be like
Dividing
you get a
equally.
weapon, and you get a weapon, and you get a weapon, and now everyone's afraid of this big weapon,
Yeah,
so no one will use the big weapon, and we'll have peace because you can't attack, right?
mutually assured destruction.
Or
kind of
everyone
thing.
just starts attacking, and then there's peace because everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. Yeah, one way or another, there will be peace. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's not like the end of his plan. Is that he's gonna just give them each one weapon. I feel like he's gonna have them take this weapon into like their countries, their strongholds, their ninja villages, and then he's just gonna detonate them.
I think he has to show why the weapons are so dangerous and why you should never use them by using them first.
Sure.
Right? I mean, that's what America did with our amazing weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have global warming. Wait, is that doesn't correlate?
Correlation does not equal causation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And now we're on the PS5.
But no, I'm liking the story so far.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying what Pain is. His story is, because then it makes me understand him more, and it's more having that sympathetic feeling where I'm like, I understand this villain. Like, I kind of don't want you to kill him,
Like,
but
if
he
I
also
were-
has killed a lot of people that I also like. You know?
If I were standing there and he has her friend, his friend hostage, and is like, "Kill your friend, and I'll let this one go." Like, no, yeah, I would totally be on their side.
Yeah,
It's
like,
just
you
straight up.
seem like an asshole. You know, like,
Yeah.
screw you. I didn't like Danzo to begin with.
These were peace
He
talks.
tossed him in here. I'm like, I like him even
No,
less.
I hate him so much more now too. Like every single turn that he has been involved in, he has fucked over
Yep.
the side of reason.
I agree.
You know?
I also was a little upset by how cool I thought he looked in this. He looked cooler than he ever
Well,
has.
he was younger.
I
Just
know.
'cause he was
But he
younger,
looked cool.
and he
That's all I'm
did,
saying.
like,
I
his
can
eye
appreciate good
patch,
character
He
design.
wasn't as hobbly and
I
stuff, you know.
know.
With his
I was all mad.
fucking.
I also
But he's been doing shit forever.
also makes me hate him for everything that he's done to
Sigh.
Sai.
It's been a while. I remember Sigh.
Yeah, it is.
Shino it took a bit.
Good old sigh.
We keep learning more about the Sage of the Six Paths, which is
Yeah.
cool. I mean, he is the person they said 2 episodes ago that created the moon, right?
There was a legend.
the
that
legend
created
that
the
he
moon.
created the moon.
Yeah, it was when they were doing all the Earth into
Yeah.
one big thing.
Yeah, when the fox broke out, he's like, he's even stronger than my
Yeah.
floating stone ball jutsu
Yeah.
or whatever you call it.
Sage of the Six Paths said to create the moon.
Yeah. But
So I wonder what the fuck is trapped in that.
The 10th tailed beast.
The zero-tail beast.
No, we saw that one, I think, right?
it was a filler.
No, we saw that one, Eric.
That wasn't canon.
It is canon. The show had it in there. It's there. It might not have been the manga, so it's not manga canon, but it's show canon. That's how canon works! Guys, thanks so much for watching Naruto. We will be back next week with another episode, so make sure you subscribe. And if you want to see more right now, you can check out Blind Wave. We have early access over there. I'm also really glad that we got this Calvin replicant. All right, power him down. I'll have to make sure we turn him back on next week, though. Don't want to forget that.
Taking his lunch.